These beats are the purest.
Hello everybody and welcome on into the Aurora Overwatch Clash. We got ourselves a matchup of cats and dogs going against each other here with the Cancun Coconuts going against the Junkyard Dogs. I'll be playcaster Booney, and joining me today is going to be Guku. And Guku, honestly, both these teams are kind of up in the air in the power rankings in terms of where this match is going to go. So this one should be exciting, honestly, and it could go either way.
Yeah, I think almost every, we're first week in, right? Any game, none of them are secure. Even if the better one team will end up better in the long haul, most of these teams have no practice with each other. They don't have a lot of experience, and so these early games kind of go to whoever's feeling it more on the first day.
I mean, we have to look at, a bunch of different kind of possibilities here. We have the Coconuts. They could be having the Angel. She can run both that tank and the DPS. You got Akua on the other side, both very top-tier players, honestly. But you have this Sly Rear coming in here for the Junkyard Dogs, so another unknown, I suppose. But, I mean, he's a country rider. Let's ride. But, Coconuts, I think, have a lot of people who could shock people. We got Gordo as well as Hyde, both two rookies starting on our first map, but also Praj 4 as well as a rookie on this team. So the Coconuts are a lot of unknowns, but they could be, the standouts here for this team moving forward.
Yeah, and looking good for the Coconuts. Only one of their players currently has, two of them have the dating sim emotes, and all 4 out of the 5. Well, no, never mind. I was gonna say all the players currently in the lobby for the Junkyard Dogs have the Mercy dating sim emote. So looking good for them. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. You play the dating sim, you get less practice in Overwatch. I don't know. I don't know if that correlates.
Get a deeper spiritual connection with the teams, though. With the characters in the game, so it could be a huge advantage.
Lore does equal skill in some games, so there
we go. We got 5 out of 5 on the Junkyard Dogs.
5 out of 5 on the Junkyard Dogs. Meanwhile, only Angel has that Mercy with the heart eyes emote, as well as Red Cactus with the Hanzo one. I think
the try-hard silhouette on a...
the real thing I'm concerned about going into this game, Booney, is that both teams we gotta work on some stuff in the community here, because both teams have all level 1 endorsement ratings.
That's sometimes we have a toxic community build up here. The dogs and Cookers took them all from us, all the toxic players.
Yeah, I coming in first match of the season, fresh off of the competitive grind, and
they can't be cool at level 2 endorsements like we and you, but
we are
kind of PMA Peters, but it is what it is.
It could be a bug too. I will note that there are some issues in Overwatch with the reading endorsement ratings, but as we get into Oasis, I guess we'll kind of see what these teams are feeling in terms of composition. I think there's been a lot of different compositions played so far. Yeah.
Oasis has always been one of my favorite maps in the game because it's kind of a map you can play with any comp anywhere you want. Because, I mean, not anywhere you want, but it's a huge variety of areas and rounds that you can play different comps on. Like the University is very brawl-centric, the City Central is very dive-centric, then you got kind of the in-between on Garden. So I think, honestly, Oasis is probably one of my favorite control maps in the game. I don't know about you, Julian, but...
Yeah, I think Oasis is maybe, to your point, maybe one of the most diverse control maps, you know. There's points like this one that lead towards, you know, more of a dive-centric focus, using the high ground, abusing the high ground. But I think Brawl is viable in all of them, and it's not like the same way as Lijiang Tower, where, you know, it's a need to play on certain maps. That being said, both teams coming out on Monkey.
I am excited for the Angel versus Guku and Tracer battle, honestly. That's going to be a highlight for me here on this point starting off. But moving forward, the higher ground is initially controlled here by Gordo, but Faru's going to match him up there. Looking for the help by Angel, picking down Faru's. Faru's flying very low here. Faru somehow is going to get out there. Angel just couldn't quite get the final blow, but it's going to fall out eventually. Cancun Coconuts open up on their first final blow here. Moving forward on the point, Gordo going to clean up Herbology as well. Cat going down, but is a 2-for-1 trade, 3-for-1. And it looks like Cancun Coconuts are going to take an early advantage here after a pretty nice dive by Angel and Gordo, honestly, in the back line there.
Yep. I think they took control of high ground early, and they were able to abuse that. Note the fact that they have a Sombra and not a Soldier. So, like, the big thing here for Sly is that Sly needs to take that high ground. They need to get on that high ground and abuse the fact that, you know, they can use it. You can see the entire team rotating over right now as Angel gets a pick.
I like the fact the second you said Sly needs to take high ground, he ran the opposite direction of the high ground.
Yeah, you know, you win some, you lose some.
Oh, but Cat's gonna go down, so it is a DPS for DPS right now, but Angel, again, is going crazy right now. She is dominating in this Tracer duel, getting so many final blows, so much pressure here. The Pulse Bomb finds nothing, but doesn't really matter, as Angel is just cleaning up these final blows right now. Angel, she is going crazy on this Tracer right now. You know, we've been seeing Angel play a lot of the tank in recent seasons, but now that they're back on their main role, kind of a DPS, they're showing off.
Yeah, I mean, there's, you know, we've had a lot of players that have played, like, you know, flex between a few different roles, but I think the most potential we've ever seen out of a lot of these top tier DPS players like Angel is DPS, and you can see that continuing to promise here.
Gordo's gonna dump him in here as well, tries to get Herbology, but the boop does keep them alive here for the time being. But yeah, that initial pick again, Angel just being a nuisance right now. Hyde has this nano boost potentially re-engage with the Gordo, but it's basically last for turn. Gordo's gonna go in here with that nano boost here, and they're gonna find Sly. So without that Soldier in the fight, the Primal Rage does get activated here from Gordo. Looks to juggle around to be a nuisance on support line, but they're kind of, what is going on right now?
He's spinning Mach 5.
Oh my god, the nano boost speed spin, I don't know. New tech just dropped, but Hyde and Cat are cleaning up the final blows from that Primal Rage spin cycle maneuver. And it's a pretty dominant showing here for the Coconut so far.
Yeah, I mean, that's a... Looking like it probably will be first round secured. Yeah, they're not even able to leave on the side of the Junkyard Dogs. I was going to say that, you know, maybe you're able to get up a single ult on their team, but it just wasn't able to happen before the 100% was reached, and that does not bode well going into the next few maps.
Now, Akua used Pulse Bomb.
Okay, fair enough.
But his last fight, they died as well.
Pulse Bomb, which arguably is...
probably the best ult in the game.
I think, you know, if you're the Junkyard Dogs, you're going to need to be, you know, building a little bit faster than that. But, you know, great showing coming out from the Coconuts for the first map here. I really like the fact that they're just kind of allowing their players to do what it seems like they're doing well. And they're cooking.
And the thing that's strange isn't kind of being like their quote-unquote main lineup. Usually you'd see Angel, you'd see her on the tank instead, and perhaps, you know, Cat on the Mercy on the main support role. But now they're both playing DPS, and... Cat did their job. I'm not going to say they carried or anything, but they certainly did their job to perfection. But then there's Angel, who just did carry, honestly, on that map. With so many final blows and so much damage. But going in here, it is a new map, but it is a new dawn here on Oasis. Junkyard Dogs looking for a bit of a change up. They're going just for Sly on that Sombra here. They're going to hack Angel, but she gets the recall off in time. Falling very weak, though. She's forced to retreat. So the high ground's still in control here by Gordo. But the Junkyard Dogs look for a bit of a re-engage here as Sly trying to find someone to hack on this low ground. Gordo is going to end up getting hacked here before he grabs out the bubble. So a bit of an awkward position right now for the main tank here as Frules jumps in and gets Hyde. With the Ana out of this fight, it's going to be pretty hard for Angel to get as aggressive here on the Tracer, but Red Cash responds with a kill on the Herbology. A bit of Cantaloupe on Cantaloupe violence here. Red Cash is going to get hacked up, but the point does flip here in favor of the Coconuts early, but the picks right now are going in favor of the Dogs until I say that Angel comes in, picks up Frutals. It's a really back and forth fight right now, but losing out on the Ferrudos could be devastating, but it doesn't matter for Akua and Sly. The DPS line ringers are finally coming in here. And it looks like again for the point about 50%.
Yeah, I think the story of the fight is, that Ana, they're finally figuring out that, they can abuse the fact that they have a Kiriko and the other team has an Ana by just going on the Ana. And so I think, if you're Akua, if you're Sly here, you need to be scouting that Ana early, pressuring her out, or just, killing her, because she doesn't exactly have a whole lot of protection on her team.
Gordo goes up for the high ground jump right now. Forrest out the TP out of flip-flop, so that cooldown is not there as Angel capitalizes on that immediately. Taking down flip-flop, but it's a 2-for-1 trade. Angel again trying. Angel with 3 here. Angel, she is trying to bring this back for the Cancun Coconuts. 4K for Angel.
I'm not sure trying, Booney. That's a doing. Angel is doing it.
I mean, she made me eat my words in like 2 milliseconds after I say them with getting 2 kills. I don't know.
Sometimes, you just carry, and that's what happened there. Akua's also putting up a good performance here. Was able to get the pick on Hyde, as Hyde switches over to the Kiriko here, but I'm not sure, you need to shut down Angel to some degree. She cannot be allowed to, keep thwarting everything.
Hyde does get some pressure on him, but a big EMP locks down 3 members right now, the Junkyard Dawgs, but no kills coming out. In fact, Cass the one that goes down. And the counter EMP comes in on the remaining 4 members of the Cancun Coconuts, and the cleanup is there. Angel finally killed, so they can't kill 4 back. It's just a sad Gordo on the point, trying to get as much as he can, but just spins around right back to death. No problem rage there that time for him.
Looking pretty spiky on that point. I think, you kind of traded ults evenly there. The unfortunate reality is because you switched off to Kiriko, you don't have ult advantage, and so you'd like to see a dry fight out of them, but we'll see. I mean, maybe Angel gets a couple picks.
Right now.
Yeah.
Forced out Suzu pretty early, but Rules goes back in with the Primal Rage. Forced out Cat's Translocator, but as of right now, no kills coming in favor. Now Red Cactus is isolated. They found Angel as well, but Gordo finds Sly. It's a really disgruntled fight. Big scrap here for the Junkyard Dawgs, but Gordo's found 2 for the Cancun Coconuts and has Primal Rage if needed, but Angel is there to back up on the point. Casino Rush has been invested by Flip-Flop, but I think it's a little bit too late for that, as Gordo just clean up the final blows here on this point, and it's going to be a quick flip right back over, and this point, much closer than the last, might get 9999.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bit of a sloppy fight on the side of the Junkyard Dawgs, though. I think they didn't really plan it out properly, what else they were going to use, and then they engaged very early, when they could have just allowed, the Cancun Coconuts to try to take some space and then punished. We'll see if they're able to engage here, try to find somebody out, as, it's kind of Angel versus Akua right now.
I mean, both support ults here right now for the Cancun Coconuts, and they're going to go aggressive off that, using Casino Rush in the spawn, but a nice beat from Herbology is going to be the respond. High falls very low, High goes down! The beat comes in from Red Cactus, but just too late to save the Kiriko on their squad. Gordo goes in with their Primal Rage, tries to isolate some of these support members, and it looks like they will. Gordo's there. The follow-up, Red Cactus falls very low. Red Cactus hit the wall right in the century. Getting out there, Proj 4 has left the game. He can't see anymore. He's done with this, as Sly cleans up another kill. Gordo and Angel are still on this point, though, so it is doable. Angel does hit the pulse one. Can she land it here? There's a big clump right now on the point. Sly's going to get the hack on Angel. Angel goes down Sly with 2. Sly clutching up with the 3K here. And just like I said, 9999, it just felt inevitable, and we're heading that direction.
Yeah, and that's a really good fight win from the side of the Junkyard Dawgs. They have Pulse Bomb, they have EMP, they have Primal. I think the big question is kind of, does Cat get a good EMP or does Sly get a good EMP? It's not as good of an ult as it used to be, but it still can be incredibly impactful, especially if you catch a Tracer in it, or a Sombra. I think,
oh no, Cat got caught out with a stray right click from Gordo, and the EMP comes in on 3 members from Sly. Oh no! Oh god, I feel bad I was spectating that. Anyway, Angel does get a kill in Herbology, but the kills are coming heavily right now in favor of the Junkyard Dawgs. Akua still has his pulse bomb if needed, but Fruitals with that Primal Rage cleans the last remnants of the Cancun Coconuts, and we are heading to a .3 here on Oasis. A much better look from the Junkyard Dawgs here on this point.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's coming down to, a bit of a carry performance on both teams. We're seeing, like, fights that maybe shouldn't go on the side of one side, and then it just gets carried by Sly, by Akua, by Cat, by Angel. These DPS players are really making a big difference here, and I think it's kind of on these support players to just live as long as they can, because, that's the big impact here. The monkeys,
I will also say, is a really big impact by Cat for going off the map in the EMP.
Hey, we've been, I was there nary yesterday, so... I think, you know, sometimes you just gotta take the mental reset, right? New map, new you, and as both teams have full wholesale comp switches going into Ryan meta here. Ooh.
Oh, the Ferrudel's Reinhardt, he's about to start cooking here. The Canadian crewmate is about to start cooking here. The imposter is now among us.
One team has a sim, though, so they're a lot quicker.
Yeah, one team has that sim, it's just a slide in the Cassie game. They bump, but a nice counter pin from both sides here when Tide feels forced on both and taken down almost immediately. But Gordo, look, 60% towards that shatter here already, so a huge advantage for Gordo going in here. Gordo almost has it. Gordo's 82%.
They're not gonna see it coming.
There's no way they can track this.
Yeah, this is one of those moments you go, wait, how does Ryan have shatter?
Oh, slams it down! Gordo swag mode on Oasis University right there. And that comes off of a nice wall from Cat as well. Isolates the enemy Reinhardt. Loves to get that big swings in. So good play from Cat. You know, rebounding off the somber shenanigans of last points.
Yeah, he's played a lot of King DDD in Smash Brothers. He knows how to use a hammer, as he just kind of swings, and Fruitel's kind of left stunned. As you know, you could see a lapping here on ult charge if this fight goes the same way.
Flip Flop does have window though, so they can use it to get into space here. But a nice wall again from Cat. Forces an awkward rotation. The charge comes in, does force out the block from Cat early here, but way too aggressive as Fruitals with no assistance there. Angel does get traded out, and Lamps as well. I don't really know if this is very winnable though. Gordo again is just going crazy in this backline right now.
He's swinging.
He's showing off those primal rage spin skills, but now Reinhardt with a hammer, and yeah, Sly not in the best position.
They need to catch Sly out here. Okay, well Sly gets out. That's
and Akua gets hide.
Goes down. That's also
a tactical play here from the Junkyard Dogs. I knew that would happen. Here comes the window comes in, but no follow up on that fire strike. Gordo is just running around like a maniac. Akua is going to lay down that blizzard, but gets nobody stuck into it. But Cat is isolated from the team. She has no help there. Both runs approaching Shatter here, but Gordo is just in a 1v5 situation right now. Angel is trying to beam him down from behind, but she cannot do much more than what she's doing right there. And Red can't quite get the touch before the flip, and they are going to get 70% though, but look at the ult bank building up here for the Cancun Coconuts.
That's just unfortunate, right? Sometimes their Baptiste just dies. I'm not sure how it happened, but, you know, you just got to take it, mental reset. You got 73%. You have ult advantage. Go into this next fight. Let's just use window early. Let's get some value here. You can even build Shatter. Ooh, it's going to be crazy.
Both Auroras are going to have Shatter, but the TP comes out from Angel, so they are now currently in the other room. A nice blizzard from Cat as well.
Oh, great freeze from Cat, but I don't know if they're going to be able to punish Fruitals.
The freeze in the window. Hyde is just putting them through the wall right now, through that window, finds 2 kills. And yeah, the freeze was just good enough to get Fruitals locked down just enough so they couldn't use a shatter. But again, both runs going to have, but look, they still have the wall and the beat for a set of Cancun Coconuts last fight territory.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of who gets the better shatter here, right? You need a big play. You need the huge play. Do they know? Do they know?
They know. They know.
And they're TP! And they're gone!
Okay, you used beat, you used wall, and you used TP for a failed flank shatter. Easiest plays of my life. Do they got touch? Yes, they do. They charge up Fruitals for Angel here, so it's 1-for-1. But Gordo, Gordo was like one swing away from getting so many kills there in that K-Fusion. There's a flank, the turret, Sly can't quite kill him in time. Cat trying to get a freeze, but Sly has got the final blows. The Cowboys line him up. What a grenade, I guess. Great job, Blizzard. Yep. Look at this.
It's a great example of the difference between coordinated reality and coordinated, planning. That's unfortunate. As, now suddenly the whole momentum of this map has shifted as, the Junkyard Dogs have the 2 better ults here. Going into this next fight, you're just trying to build ults here if you're the Cancun Coconuts, and they need to go fast if they want to have multiple fights.
They TP up onto the high ground, so not a bad strategy here, but they really have no long-range DPS to take advantage of this right now. But it does kind of make Fruitals in an awkward position right now, just kind of standing there looking for swings, but they're playing this so slow. They're making this last fight!
Look at where Kuku is sitting. Kuku is sitting right below them, waiting for them to drop. He's going to blizzard as soon as they drop, and it's going to be terrifying.
They wall off the blizzard, and I mean, Akua just chases down Angel, but Angel TP's out. Now, Akua stuck low ground. Perhaps a misplay from the May coming out here. As Redcash finds Fruitals early, so they're down that Reinhardt, a charge from Gordo, and with low HP, not the best situation to do so. Sly trying to pick him off here, but Angel is in the backline right now. She's melting down Sly. So it is last fight territory here, but Angel is very high charge right now, finding 3 kills, and has the last second wall. And oh, if Akua didn't chase Angel there, what could have been?
I mean, that's the story of this entire map. That entire last point, right? I think not a single team won a fight where they probably were, had advantage state, and yet, the Coconuts come out on top. Great plays all around. I think Gordo, the shining star of that last round, really clinching it out with the what is it, 15-second shatter or something that they got at the start of the map. I'd love to see some more Rhine maps coming forward. If I was the Dawgs, I'd be scared to pick Kings Row, but you never know.
I would too. We'll have to see where teams decide to take us here as we head into map 2, but we'll be right back after this map break. Don't go anywhere. The Cats versus Dawgs matchup continues after this.
These beats are the purest. These beats are the purest.
Welcome on back, everybody. We are going on into our map 2 here. It is going to be Blizzard World. So a new look here. You know, every single match we've had so far this season has gone to King's Row, second map. But a new look here, Blizzard World. This is not a map we've seen in Aurora actually at all, really that often. So a new look really for the league as well as both these teams.
Yeah, and good map pick coming out from the Junkyard Dawgs. I think after losing that brawl, albeit close, but maybe shouldn't have been. I think, you know, not going to King's Row is probably in your best interest, especially when you know that, you know, you have players like Sly, like Akua, who are really comfortable on those longer range characters. That being said, you know, they can roll out on Doofus comp. You know, what am I doing? I'm doing analysis here? I don't know. I would like to make a correction from earlier. None of these players have level 1 endorsement levels. I will correct and say that, you know, the small indie development company.
The same indie development company that can also not figure out how to do career profiles correctly.
Yes, yeah. That one.
Oh yeah, it's a tough thing, you know. It's not their
you know
only job or anything.
Code, right, Booney? I haven't done any coding in my life, so you know, it's not like
Blizzard better be careful that I don't get involved. All I can say.
Yeah. What can I do? Balance the game and code it? I don't know. All right.
Anyway. Doomfist. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, we're about to find out, right? I have no judgment. I try not to pass judgment. The coconuts are playing really close here. Frutles? Frutles?
Okay.
Okay.
How about we look at somebody else?
Not looking great. Oh.
Wow. That's
Flip-flop going in, trying to kill Red Cactus as the rest of the team is dying. Slide takes out Red Cactus.
They can take down Red Cactus, like you said, but the res comes through in here from Cat. So basically, that res that gets exchanged here by a nice hack on an Angel will stop that aggression from her, but she goes right back in as Sly gets killed by an anti-nade from Hyde. And yeah, this is the main lineup of the coconuts I was worried about here looking at here, but this looks like a pretty strong lineup so far, one fight in, of course.
Yeah, I mean, you just have, you know, a strong tank player who can lead. This team comp, in, like, theory, shouldn't be that insane, but also I don't feel like the Junkyard Dawgs really have a sense of what they're trying to do as Frutles punches in.
Frutles does punch in, knocks Rectize off that high ground. Angel forcing back up there to try to get it, but she's not allowed. She just gets pummeled here, sent back packing. But really, Frutles trying to get anything done with these lines right now, trying to get something down that power punch, but gets slept up immediately by Hyde. Hyde does have Nano coming up here. We'll get try to Angel on this engage, but Rectize finds Soundstorm early. Nano throwing it onto the Winston as Angel tries to go deep here. Frutles trying to get anything done on this dive, on this cower dive. I mean, Angel Rig is nothing than Nano Boost, and a big EMP locks down 3 members to get Cat. Sly responds to the kill on a Proj as well. They lose it on a Frutles, but potentially turnable here for the side Junkyard Dawgs. They kind of get healed up a little before they go back in here.
I mean, Kua's looking for Red Cactus here.
Oh, Kua does get Red Cactus, and Angel falls very low here. Angel forces Proj, she goes in here. Starts to juggle up, juggle Silent Storm. But, I mean, Flip-Flop has the Casino Rush that they needed, but...
Take our Lucio, we'll take the point.
Frutles does dive in, but a huge anti-nade forces out that cleanse from Flip-Flop, shows his TP out. Angel putting out a lot of work right now on this Winston. We're in the middle of Casino Rush, no fear, finds 2 members. Oh, Junkyard Dawgs, the punch comes out from Frutles, but gets all the points. The capture cut progress does not keep building here, and the reinforcements have returned here with Cat using that Valkyrie. Frutles ended up meteor strikes away. Probably a swap then?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you make sense of this color caster, please.
I don't know why you wouldn't just punch out, but you know, it's okay. Akua's doing a lot of work on the Sombra, by the way, using EMP there. He's about to get another one here. Kind of weird they switched their Sombra and Tracer players, but you know, it seems to be working out.
It's kind of strange. I mean, Frutles is just kind of doing some Frutles moment kind of stuff, but Red Cat just gets isolated and Cat goes down. So a nice play right now, big dive coming through. And then isolated Red Cat as well, so there's 2 picks here for the Junkyard Dawgs. Frutles looking to find Proj 4, gonna get out there with the mine, but gets sent packing with Akua. Angel is still in your backline, just punishing outside Storm, but I don't think it's been nearly enough as Frutles is on high in the backline, and there you have it. That will be point A taken here by the Junkyard Dawgs.
Yeah, I think, I don't know who's directing these dives, but you know, despite some clownery we were seeing from, you know, couple players on the side of the Junkyard Dawgs, I do think they're coordinating pretty well, and they understand that like the Mercy should be the primary target in this comp, and that they can burst her. So you know, good on them.
And they have EMP, they have Pulse Bomb. Oh, okay, what a Pulse Bomb on the bubble. That bubble had no idea. was coming for it, and the EMP is there. Locked down 3 members. They're going to find Praj, but the death bombs find Brutals. Oh god. And 2 picks follow that up, and that's going to be a Junkyard Dog sent back towards spawn to try to figure out what's happening next.
Yeah, using your ults there isn't that bad. Losing the fight isn't that bad. I think the worst part is that they didn't get really any ults out of the side of the coconuts. You know, they have 4 ults going into this next fight. If they use them correctly, which you know may be a big if based on our last map, you know, they could probably stall this for like a long time.
And that's a pretty decent stagger coming out onto a Akua from Angel. Angel going very deep. She has no fear against the enemy Sombra, but I mean, you look at it, you have 3
Angel
ults
stuck.
coming
Angel
up.
stuck. Oh, there we go.
Small India company, by the way. Praj Force Tire is immediately dealt with Sly. Fruitals probably going to go pretty aggressive here with that meteor strike, but Angel right on the point, ready to meet him there. Looking for possibly a kill here on a Silent Storm. Silent Storm flying very low, but Fluff is there with the heals, keeping that alive. Primal Rage is forced out of Angel, but then his TP away, right? Nothing Angel can bat with here. Tries to do something, does isolate Flip Flop, but gets stuck on the geometry of the map. Never mind, gets that fist the kill. Akua forced to translocate away, but they do get a bit of cart progress here, but I think it's going to be the end of it as Praj Force trapped. Lockdown Silent Storm, the frog is stuck. And there you have it, that's going to be the Junkyard Dogs yet again. Not able to really break through this defense of high ground. Yeah, they burnt 3 ults, but I mean, maybe undeservedly, one might say. I think they need to like focus on taking high grounds here on the side of the Junkyard Dogs. They're not really able to engage on these high grounds unless it's, you know, Frutals jumping up, and without Sly or Akua helping him, it's gonna be hard to get that value just solo on Doomfist. Akua is going to get a bit of card progress here, though, but a Nano Angel is in the backline. She tries to isolate again the Lucio player. Silent Storm taken down yet again. The cart is still moving here, and Praj 4 goes down, so this is looking pretty decent. Red Cat gets hacked on a high noon. Really bad positioning there from him, looking right at the Sombra, dead in the eyes. And
no
look at
shot
his cart.
To get this in, right? Okay.
Oh, but they might with the EMP. It's a huge EMP. Locks down all the members except for Angel, but they find both supports, and Red Cactus is just Angel on the point. But there you have it. Akua. A huge fight coming up from him, gets the cart towards that spot, and then uses the EMP to clutch it up. A huge play from this player, former MVP. Yeah, I mean, Akua's just, you know, I don't know if they're directing the, you know, the movement here as well, but it seems like every time they use an EMP, they have, you know, suddenly, like, all aligned. You know, they all get the hive mind for a second, and it's great. You know, they didn't use much there. Both teams are pretty even on ultimates. We'll have a couple coming up from the side of the Coconut sooner, but you know, you're happy taking that fight win. Red Cactus goes down. Ferrudals finds 2. Ferrudals finally finding the form of the Doomfist here. Not able to build that power punch, but oh, Keck just barely gets away with that fly. I mean, the supports are just being bullied right now by Ferrudals in the backline here. And Ferrudals gonna go even deeper and finds again the kill on the cat. A nice TP there from Flip Flop to assist the Doomfist player, but Ferrudals
a bit of a stinger here, and I'm worried because
we got a daddy dropped in the chat.
Okay. You know, I'm not. You know. What is Angel doing back here? Dude, it's a little astounding what's going on right now. I'm not 100% certain. I mean, they're gonna die. Yeah, that was like your Overwatch was awesome. But anyway, they're gonna go back in deeper here now. They're down that main tank. They use Primal Rage as well, so maybe a bit of a disastrous overextension now from Angel. Oh, but Hyde gets asleep, and Angel just over onto the Wrecking Ball. The slam comes in here onto Red Cactus. It does, like I said, another great EMP as Praj gonna go down. Can the tire find anything? It will find Sly, so cool. They get a res. I mean, they have a ball back. Ball gets hacked up, punched around by Frutals. It's kind of stalemated. It is stalemated, so it's decent here for the defense as they get down 30 seconds here. I mean, Angel just staying alive as long as they possibly can here on the Wrecking Ball, but the beat comes in for Sunstorm, potentially a turd fighter here as Angel's getting body blocked. Blocked in. Kill him, please. Kill the Wrecking Ball, please. She stayed alive way too long in there. Praj 4 tries to get out. Praj 4 goes down. Ferrudals locks it down. Red Cactus has the high noon, but gets pushed out of it last second there. The skulls were almost online, but a nice anti on a Ferrudals out from Hyde. But Ferrudals has left for just long enough. Never mind. Flip Flop can't quite get the Doomfist in this fight. They're 1.1 meters away, but Red Cactus falls very low. Red Cactus gonna go down. Akua has EMP here. Looks to lock it down. Only finds Angel. Not the best as Angel stays alive the entire time. Praj 4 has come back into the Junkrat, found 2 kills on both supports. The overtime comes in. Overtime is ticking, and Angel just a celebratory saying still on the point there. And there you have it. 1.1 meters from the end of point C is going to be the end of the Junkyard Dogs push. Yeah. I mean, and that's not a bad push on this map at all. I think Blizzard World is an interesting map just because you can get stalled out on all of those different high grounds, and you know you're not gonna complain when it comes to just getting almost to the end. I think I'd be a little worried just because the way they're winning fights on the side of the Junkyard Dogs. They're not winning consistent fights, right? They're utilizing ults in order to win burst fights, and I worry that that's not going to work on the defense. So we'll see if they're switching up their comp here. I'm waiting. I'm trying to stall. I'm giving a stall for the Assembly of Heroes. Okay, there we go. So we may still have a Doomfist. Okay, I take everything I said back. I'm a little bit worried for the Junkyard Dogs. I think, assuming Angel is able to consistently dive correctly, which given is hard against a Kiriko, against a Lucio, you don't really have a dive target, or they're able to punish Fruitals, which should be pretty easy based on Doomfist existing. I think the Junkyard Dogs are maybe going to struggle here on defense, but I've been wrong many times.
I mean, if Fruitals plays like he did on the back half of that attack, I think they're in for a decent spot. But if he plays like he did on their first point attack, then perhaps not. But we'll see what Fruitals will end up getting today on the Doomfist. But I mean, I think Fruitals, especially on point C, was kind of the driving force of that. Akua on point B and point A, then Fruitals kind of stepped up towards the end there.
Yeah,
Akua can keep this up here in the Sombra.
Yeah, Akua just going for an aggressive hack, just say no, you can't even get close.
I mean, but Flip-Flop TP to Akua. I don't know what's going on here. Flip-Flop is in danger.
Oh no, they're up. Okay,
here comes the backup here from Sly, but they deny the dive from Angel with that punch from Fruitals and the hack yet again from Akua. I think the goal here is just hack Angel when she goes in very deep and aggressive, which she's known to do. I think it just kind of stalwarts her, just to allow her to get as much value on this Winston. Anything up onto Fruitals. Speed away from the Winston, please. Oh, Fruitals. Able not to quite get enough there healing-wise. Silent Storm falls very weak. The hack not going to land from Akua. As Angel trying to lock down this Lucio, but just barely gets out with their life. Hyde owes to that nano boost, however, so could be a fight turner, but it goes down! They do lose out onto Akua, however, for that, and potentially a res coming through. As Red Catches, both DPS are down for the Junkyard Dogs. Angel jumping in onto the support line here. Fruitals has returned to the fight, tries to get there, but a big sleep from Hyde. But another big, Hyde on this point right now. Huge sleeps, huge antis all around. Coming up from this rookie player. Red Cat's going to receive that nano boost. Almost has that high noon, but here comes a returning Kasuna rush from Flip-Flop. But it might not be enough. Oh, the Ajax from Sandstorm! Drop that down right in front of a ulting Cassidy. Probably not the best idea. They do hack Cat as well mid-res, so this is
winnable for both teams here. Oh,
it's winnable.
My God.
It's just Angel with Primal Rage up against Akua on the Sombra. Oh, Angel found him. Angel found Zakua. But the reinforcements are here.
Yeah, I think if you're the Coconuts, you need to, or Junkyard Dogs, you need to just regroup. Your goal should be to regroup, punish Angel.
Can you punish Angel right now? No Primal Rage. Angel falls very weak, but Angel goes down. That's a nasty stagger, and Cat goes down here.
That's gonna spell the fight end.
That's a great play from the Junkyard Dogs right there. It'll stay alive just long enough for the point to not go their favor.
Yeah, the unfortunate reality for Angel there, and this is kind of where that high level, do I ult, do I not ult? Even if you primal there and get the kill, right? Your team was staggered in a way that you just don't get back quicker, right? And so your kind of best case scenario there is getting out, and I don't think that was recognized perfectly in the moment is the unfortunate reality.
A nice dynamite from Praj clears out that high ground and forces out the Suzu here from side of the Junkyard Dogs, but Angel again goes in and gets hacked immediately. I think we're starting to see a bit of that discoordination here from this new team as Angel really has no follow-up on these dives. If they're the Tracer, she's kind of the only person she needs, but with these dive tanks, she's really struggling here with just the Ashe and Cassie not really there for the assistance.
Yeah, and it's hard, right? I mean, the problem is you're running a dive tank with Cassidy Ashe, and as they switch over to Junker Queen, so I think maybe I'm not sure what the Junker Queen's supposed to do against the Doomfist, but I'm also not super familiar with this tank matchup. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I would also keep it 100. I have no idea. It's just a brawl tank to go with your brawl DPS. Red Cactus does chase off Sly a little bit here, but Sly still has his pulse bomb. And the EMP lands true. Sly with a 3K pulse on the back of that EMP. The DPS for the Junkyard Dogs doing just enough here to keep the teammate. Angel will get the slam on the flip-flop skull with that axe, but it's just Angel against the roll right now. Proj use the Bob as well. If they can get Angel here last second, there's going to be a nasty stagger here. A shout will just prolong it. Maybe not. Angel gets brutal.
Fight lost from the Junkyard Dogs here. Oh,
no. Stop the res. It gets hacked. 3 seconds. King Cat touch with the bout. No, someone is touching. It's going to be Right Cactus on the Tracer, but they're already down 2 here for the Cancun Coconut. Right Cactus has to stay left for as long as possible, but the support line is there with the back of a Sly. Nearly voiced act with the 4-on-1. Right Cactus really stood no chance. Hyde is going to nano boost air onto Proj. Proj jumps in with the Ash, but there's no more spot can help him out this time. A cool Right Cactus in the backline. Sly. Yeah, it's just the inevitable comes in here eventually as a Junkyard Dogs take Blizzard World. You know, their attack wasn't the best, but that defense, impenetrable.
Yeah, I mean, we almost saw, you know, an actual turn right at the end there, but, you know, pretty dominant performance on the side of the Junkyard Dogs, and Akua, I think, leading the charge there. I mean, these EMPs were phenomenal.
Yeah, you know, you said why do you swap your Tracer and your Sombra players, but I mean, if you see this type of Sombra play coming out from Akua, I think we learn the reason why.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even the, like, aim, the mechanics, right? It feels like it's just the timing, understanding when to engage, when the turning point is, when you can make an impact, is making a huge difference here on the side of Akua. As you know, both these teams are struggling to use ultimates correctly, right? I think, you know, tightening that up and Akua leading the charge there is really helping the Junkyard Dogs. We'll see as we go into map 3.
As we go into map 3, it is going to be Escort. Which Escort map will it be? We'll find out on the other side of this break. Don't go anywhere. This series has the potential to go all the way.
These beats are the purest.
I will never forgive you!
And welcome on back into the Aurora Overwatch Clash. With this week 1 matchup between the Dawgs and the Coconuts has been delivering. Perhaps not in the terms of like Overwatch League level play, but it is fun to watch nonetheless. I mean, we are heading in here into Havana, and the swaps have come in through. We do have Gordo coming back in, Angel back over to DPS, Caswell. So basically, the round 1 look for both these squads coming back out here on Havana.
Yeah, and I think they made the big switch on DPS, right, for Angel. That's the huge switch up, I think, here from the side of the Cancun Coconuts. And I think that'll, really be beneficial on this map specifically, as they intend on going Brawl.
Well, it could just be a spawn hold. It could just be a spawn hold comp. They're all first. So,
yeah, maybe we could see them swap off almost immediately. I wouldn't mind though sticking on the Rhine. I'm not a big fan of it, but into the comp that the Junkyard Dogs were running there, you could make it work, and especially if you're just able to punish the Doomfist. As
we saw on the Broncos Crunched Riders map, I think Brawl is definitely the meta on this map.
yeah, that's the the gold standard, right? That's what we're hoping for here.
But I mean, Sly is a Broncos Country Rider, so perhaps he knows the strategy to counter it. I don't know. I'm just pulling stuff out of my behind right now. But looks like the spawn comp is coming on through. Gordo not
for the charge right out the gate.
I mean, chat maneuver, honestly, I respect it. And Cat just trying to build up some of that freeze damage up on the enemy. But Sly is on this off angle right now. I need to go first person here. But Feroz is just punching him away from the door. But yeah, they aren't really coming out of the door, so it's not the worst thing in the world right now for this defense right now. But finally, a rotation has been kind of initialized as Fruitles. Yep, that's awesome. I love Doomfist.
Yeah, the way the spawn hold tends to work, especially if you're playing it maybe a little tighter than I think the Cancun Coconuts are playing it. My point stands. Is you're just trying to get a pick, and there's a pick, right? And so now the whole Cancun Coconuts team needs to either suddenly kill everybody or disengage.
I mean, they can't kill Angel. She's just standing there menacingly, but Cat's gonna go down. Akua with the headshot, with that log. The wall has been used, but you can punch through the wall as a Doomfist, and that's gonna be a spawn hold broken. Perhaps a bit of an overstitch from Gordo there on the last bit, but I mean, it is a spawn hold. You got minute off. Not the worst thing in the world.
I mean, you take those, right? As Angel, I was gonna say, it makes the switch. They do not.
Nope.
Sly does make the switch over to Widow, and
no, they're
this is kind of what you
Oh, but they're on Bastion. Never mind.
Yeah.
For a second.
We're gonna see if they can get the snipers to work. As our goal here for Gordo is just close distance as he runs that flip flop.
An early dragon comes from Akua, not quite gonna find any final blows, but does clear out that high ground that clears the space. But flip flop's gonna fall to Angel here. As Angel gonna use that TP to go back in the backline. She can't melt anybody quite yet. There's too far away, but that window is well placed right on the cart. Allows this Brawl to take advantage of its ability to just destroy in close range. And a desperation res on a flip-flop. Why are we still here just to suffer? She might get out. I think flip-flop got out.
Flip-flop got out the hard way, yeah.
I saw the res, so I didn't see the death counter.
Or maybe the easy way, if you really think about it, is they go right back to the spawn hold. I'm not sure you want to hold here anymore. But, they're going to do it. I respect it. And Gordo just shatters Fruitles in the spawn. They're not really able to finish. They don't have that kind of range damage with the Sim, with the Mei, but counterpins the Doom again.
A nice wall from Cat, force out Mirror Strike from Fruitles, looking to slam down on somebody unbeknownst to them. Slams down on Gordo, but Hyde's going to find that blow on a Sly. Going to lose out on that far presence. You lose Hyde, though, so the spawn hold lost a lot of its teeth right now, but you did force out the Kitsune Rush as well. So, again, like I keep saying, not the end of the world, but not the best play seeing either here. Really from either side. Like we said, not Overwatch League level yet, but it's definitely interesting to watch.
Yeah, I mean, the reason you spawn hold at the start, right, to clarify, for those, who don't understand why you'd ever spawn hold, is so you get a second or third fight here. But because the cart was already, at the second choke, you're kind of just shortening the time that the other team has in between fights. As, they should get another fight here, thank God.
The wall comes out, and nice blizzard from Cat in the back with a great wall. But Sly will find Angel, so you lose out on a lot of damage here. Akua using the high noon, but Cat with the headshots! Stops that Cassidy high noon right then and there. And it looks like the reset button really is going to be called here unless Sly can pull it a miracle, but I don't think that's bound to happen.
Goes down to the fire strike. Nice shots from Gordo. Again, that Smash Bros experience. You played King DDD. You understand. You know, you hit the Gordos.
Gordo charges into spawn. Hopefully he stays alive. Looks like he will for a second here.
Okay. So, you are the Cancun Coconuts. You are backing up to second corner here. You are defending there. Because it allows you to not take a fight at the enemy spawn. As Gordo, what are you charging? I mean, huge plays from Gordo here, just walking behind. They can't even touch. It's fine. Great pick from the Cancun Coconuts. They did great there. Good job.
I mean, yeah, there's really nothing you could say other than a good job, I guess. They kept going back towards spawn, but nobody died the second time, so, you know, fool me once, shame on you. I go touch the spawn doors a third time. Please try to stop me, but they didn't that time, so, yeah. But they did get basically to the end of A, which, as we've seen on Havana, is not a guaranteed win by any sorts.
I mean, your goal on Havana, right? I actually think the biggest boon here for the Junkyard Dogs is that because they got held so quick, they are likely to try to play the same thing. You know, try to go for a spawn hold, which might be better than the stuff they were playing otherwise. So... You know,
it looks like perhaps the counter comp has been called for the side of the Coconuts.
I mean, you say counter comp. It is a counter comp, but it's not. You can still burn a lot of time off the clock if you're the Junkyard Dogs here. You just have to play tight. You know, the Pharah's good into you, and the Orisa Sim can like turn around on you. But as long as you're playing around the cart properly, you can still burn like 30 seconds to a minute on this first hold, and then you can switch if you need to, and probably keep ult charge. So
I like how Albert and Junkyard Dogs is like hiding, but Akua just standing on top of gas station throwing turrets everywhere. So it's like they know what you're doing. You guys can come a little bit. But the TP, they just go around them.
Okay, so this is like the very Rialto Raccoons rotation. That's unfortunate. I'm a little... Fruitles is going on a mini adventure, but...
Oh, Fruitles?
What are you doing? Okay, Fruitles, you know, if you are the side of the Junkyard Dogs, you are now trying to die on point. Or get value in the case of Akua, and neither of those things are going to happen, it looks like. But luckily, nobody on the side of Coconuts is touching. Otherwise, they could easily shorten this to 2 fights. Akua somehow gets 1.
So you got 30 seconds that time, and you probably could have got a little more if Fruitles wasn't playing Doomfist on Reinhardt. But
I'm not 100% certain. that was you know, a little questionable on the side of Fruitles. You know, not an experienced Ryan player perhaps. We'll see. Good hold here from the Coconuts here. They're kind of forcing the side of the Junkrat Dogs to just close as much distance as possible as Junkrat Dogs just kind of kill.
That's 2 great starts. Go touch cart. Stop him from moving. Go. But yeah, they get rid of Cactus as well as Gordo, and I mean that's a great pick from Sly to start that fight off. And Akua follows up. The Cowboy and Cowgirl clean up the kill feed and stops the cart right there.
You want to talk about terrifying DPS duos? Akua and Sly on Ashe Cass should just be very, very good, right? I'm terrified of Akua on Cass. I will personally have nightmares about it after this match, as Fruitles is just holding Gordo back.
The TP into the charge! But the Immortality Field is there to keep Fruitles alive in this fight right now. They do use the window here from Hyde, trying to melt somebody down. The wall comes out from Angel as well. She tries to keep the team alive through all this, but Flip-Flop responds to the wall of her own. And they're not pushing the card at all, so this is a lot of ults being thrown down for really no value being gained. And Akua has high noon if they need it, but I don't even know. Here comes a high noon from Akua. Lobmer's flying very weak here from the side of the... Oh, Cat goes down! And they get the kill on a Hyde as well. Gordo will find Akua, but the kills are coming here right now for the Junkyard Dogs. And no real damage taken as the res comes in down to Akua.
No, I think my point stands here. Forcing them to play the Reinhardt composition, I think, is really helping them here, because Brutal's is able to hold the space to create it for Akua, as, you know, Akua just pounds. This Cass is so impactful right now, and, you know, look at this high ground position. Brutal's just gets shattered, so, you know, now take back everything I said.
The Bob comes out, though, and puts some damage in on the Hyde. They take him down. Bob is very weak, but Bob gets launched in the air, but Akua has found 2 in the back, and Akua is still alive, as well as Sly with the Mercy Pocket. So this fight is nowhere near done. And with 1 minute remaining, one more hold here could spell doom for the Cancun Coconuts on their attack. Awesome red cactus! As Feroz returns with the slam of a lifetime. And the Staggers are here as one more fight. They have Blizzard, but that is it on either side.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at a pretty even fight here. I mean, the good thing is, because of how close the card is for the Coconuts, assuming you can close that distance without Akua tearing your team apart, which is a big if, your Blizzard should be incredibly impactful, as it should, you should guarantee your freeze onto the Reinhardt. But we'll see, as Gordo's a little bit further forward than the rest of their team.
Akua with the Mercy Rod shoved up his behind, up on the high ground, gets a lot of damage in on the enemy line. Oh, but High goes down! Not the best start here for the Coconuts, but the freeze comes in on Feroz, so they take him down, and Flip-Flop goes down, and it can't touch!
Push the card in.
Woo!
I mean,
close.
Akua doing a ton of work again, right? But, again, that coordination, that understanding of your win condition, I think did actually help the Coconuts there, That last fight, your goal is to freeze the Reinhardt, kill the Reinhardt, and put pressure cart. Force people to touch. And that's exactly what they did, and it worked out great. Turtles, clean it up.
Well, that was close, but we are heading in now to our push map of the series. Don't go anywhere, we'll see what it is. I mean, you don't want to miss it if I'm being honest with you, because who knows what's going to happen at this point.
I sure don't.
These beats are the purest. Prove it, prove it.
Alright everybody, welcome on and back here to the Aurora Overwatch Clash in this week 1 matchup between the Dawgs and the Cancun Coconuts, and it has been a quote-unquote banger by default. We're going into map 4 here, and it's going to be Coliseo. We haven't seen Coliseo yet this season, or at least on the main broadcast, so a new look for both these squads coming out here. What do you expect to see here, Julian?
You're really going to hand me that one?
Yep.
I think... you know, it's kind of been laid out what these teams want to play. You, Booney, and I talked about it a little bit in the break. I think at Coliseum it might be the least, versatile map, but you can kind of play whatever here, as we see 2 tanks that we haven't even seen yet in the initial picks. We'll see if they switch, but kind of my point stands here as, Sojourn coming out from Akuo is probably going to be very impactful here. We got Kiriko Mercy on both, or Kiriko Lucio on both sides. I'm surprised we haven't seen a lot of Mercy yet, honestly. And Junkrat Cass on the other. The modern versus the new.
We'll see if Akua can get something done here on the Sojourn. We haven't seen Sojourn at all this series, I believe, yet. So one of the more odd matches we've seen so far this entire season is no Sojourn played at all. But Sly on a bit of this off angle here, trying to get something done on this Tracer, be a little bit of a nuisance right now, but Fruit's going to dive right in, but Angel walks right past him with that shout. She goes right down to Akua. Akua falling so low, but Flip-Flop with the cards, able to keep him alive, but Soundstorm is going to fall. A nice punch from Rules. So they're going to trade out 1 for 1 as Akua finds Praj. So this could be turnable here for the side. Junkyard Dawgs after going down 1 initially. Cat and Angel girl power in the backline right now on this Lucio, on this Joker Queen, but it's looking pretty rough here. Lost out your main source of damage with the cast going down. And yeah, that's going to be a fight win for the Junkyard Dawgs.
Yeah, I mean, if you're grouping up like that into a Doomfist, you have to be really wary and ready to burst. And I don't think the Coconuts were really there. I think, Fruitals just needs to hold this forward position. We're kind of just trying to prevent this Junker Queen from getting as much value as you can. On the side of the, Coconuts, you need to just burst here. No ults on either side. We'll see if Akua is able to build his.
Oh, Praj finds so low there, but Akua can't quite find the headshot, but Angel does. Takes down Akua, losing that Sojourn out early in this fight could spell some disaster, but Rat Cactus finding pretty weak, but Angel is going ballistic here on the Junker Queen, finding 2 and pushing forward again. The bot is not being pushed at all, however. There we go, they're finally touching it. In this objective-based game, after all. But it looks like the Coconuts have finally got position of the bot, but there's going to be a point touch here.
Yeah, I mean, this is the power of Junker Queen, right? You're just trying to hold the space, you're trying to sustain, and you do damage over time. You are doing a lot of damage over time. And, Junkrat and Cass are kind of both like that as well, so lots of ults from the Junkyard Dawgs here, as Flip-Flop ults.
Yeah, Flip-Flop uses that, but Akua finds Red Cat. Here comes the Rampage out from Angel. Gets Soundstorm caught in it, but there's really nobody else, as 2 picks have come in favor right now of the Junkyard Dawgs. Angel on the point, trying to clutch this out. It looks like they might be able to, though, with a kill on the Flip-Flop. It's just Cat and Angel on the point, the dream team. It's take on tank right now, but Sly is there to interrupt the honorable one-on-one, as Angel just tries to stay as long as they possibly can on the point right now.
Sly?
But the point is still going right now in favor. Angel, kill Angel, please. Angel is still alive somehow. Finally goes down. But the reports have arrived, so it's not the end of the world quite yet here for the side of the Cancun Coconuts. They might get an early fight here, but Fruitals is going to push forward and perhaps get a little more cart progress as they're going to push this cart forward. Yeah,
Angel switching over to ball. I think it's a great switch here. You should be able to punish that Sojourn a little bit better. Really attack in, and they slam in, immediately get punched.
The Casino rushed out from high, but the response from Soundstorm with that beat, but a high noon up from Rekkais on the high ground. No skulls found there. Just got around the pillar. But Soundstorm playing extremely weak here. Forced to use that amp a little early here. Akua does get that right click on the rectangle, but not quite good enough. As Cat falls to a punch from Ferutals. Praj has his tire, but Akua using the overclock is going to find one Ferutals, capitalizing on that damage with the kill here on the Angel. And that's going to be a fight for Junkyard Dawgs as Coit continues to move towards the favorite. Pride going to get butt scratch here.
Yeah, I do think Junkyard Dawgs right now are just using ults a little bit better. They're getting a lot more value. And Angel switched over to the ball, already has 80% on ults. You know, that's the power of the saving your ult charge. And I think that's going to be a huge impact here, assuming, you know, you can catch out Akua. That's the goal, right? It's the only killable person.
The touch comes in from Angel, goes for a slam, and the beat in the response from Cat, though, will keep the team alive, but only land on to Cat and Angel. So it's a two-man beat, but Flip-Flop gets animated and taken care of by Red Cactus. So, a great start here, but Akua responds with the kill on Angel. Angel has stolen the cart. So moving back right now, but the support line is unprotected right now. Sly going a bit aggressive here on them with Akua. Backing them up. Praj flying weak. Praj goes down the sleep from behind. Onto the Tracer. Oh, but the boot from Sandstorm. The peel is immaculate. And Akua finds the kill. The DPS line doing it up, but Angel still has his ball. Still has the cart.
Yeah, and if you're Angel here, you just need to get out. You need to run. You've gotten the cart. You've gotten the thing. You're guaranteeing a touch. And you just basically reset the fight. That's a huge play from Angel.
Rakai's 1 HP. Now 0. As Akua has found that kill, but Angel still trying to do something, but Feruz is just CCing the Wrecking Ball, not allowing her to get towards that point to get that touch. Praj has a tire for a clear if they want it, but they get the checkpoint. As Angel is too focused, just spinning around the pillar right now, being a bit aggressive on the Flip-Flop, tries to get that TP out of there, but Praj gets the kill, but they get past butt scratch. So a huge advantage right now for the side of the Junkyard Dawgs as they move forward towards the halfway point of this map right now. Angel touching the cart, and they're going to get the picks on both supports for the Junkyard Dawgs. Akua finds high, but I think it's going to be enough for the Coconuts to win this fight and move forward. No ultra needed there, but they did get past butt scratch.
Yeah, and it's the unfortunate reality, right, is once you get that innate advantage of butt scratch of the checkpoint, you kind of just can ping-pong the bot back and forth as they are engaging very early. Frutals is in. Frutals is
they're trying to keep this. They're trying to keep the spawn advantage from right now. They forced out a maybe not the best minefield out of Angel, but Praj finds the kill on the Sly, slots that Tracer down, and here comes a tire. And yeah, that gets taken down almost immediately. Akua has the overclock, but for a return kill, but Praj finds so weak. Praj goes down. Cat has swapped over on the Break and knows when that happened, but Hyde is now isolated as Akua's gonna go aggressive on the Zenyatta. But the Page, Cat returns with that peel. The Casino Rush out from Flip-Flop to try to bring his fight back in the fair. They just run over Cat on the Brig. Not much you can do in this situation as they're trying to stay alive as long as possible. Angel flying very weak in the middle of Casino Rush. Going to go get that Mega Pack, but lose on a Red Cactus. Now Soundstorm chasing down Angel. Here we go. Nope, the armor just simply too good on Wrecking Ball, but they do get the point. Hey, they did not lose spawns there.
Yeah, I mean, they did lose spawns. They ticked over.
Oh,
but
okay.
they might be able to get them back here, assuming they understand that Carp needs to be pressured here. Angel, you know, trying to force out, trying to get some value, but did use all their cooldowns.
They forced out the Transcendence as well very early in that fight, and Akua has his overclock. But Sly's going to go down here pretty early, as well as Akua, so both DPS are gone for the Junkyard Dawgs. As the dive was good enough, but like you said, this is just ping-ponging the bot back and forth. This is what the Junkyard Dawgs need to do to win this point. 3 minutes and counting. It's looking pretty rough here for the Cancun Coconuts, unless it's called a miracle in the next couple fights here.
Yeah, and the unfortunate reality is because they didn't win that previous fight cleanly enough, they don't get the close spawns here. So this is where the Cancun Coconuts can kind of shift the momentum, right? Akua's going to have ult. They probably are going to be able to use that to win the next fight, you know, barring a great dive from Angel, a great minefield. But, you know, you at least are going to be able to get a little bit of distance on the bot here and slowly claw your way back to an even game.
Angel does swing in and knocks Flip-Fly up, so a pretty good dive out from Angel, as well as the rally on point, keeping the team nice and healthy there from the dive of Ferutals. And Angel again going aggressive here on the slams. Angel opening this fight up here with a great flank and a kill onto both the DPS, with the help of Hyde, of course. And Silestorm's going to go down as well. So this could be butt scratch, but Ferutals might be able to touch on the Doomfist.
Yeah, they should be able to touch here. Whether or not they win the fight is another situation, because you do have Minefield, right? Minefield is incredibly good if you want to hold space or play aggressive here on this bridge, and we'll see kind of what Angel decides to do.
Minefield and Tire, and Praj going to find the quick kill of Soundstorm, but supports are traded here. Praj has the Tire, and like I said, the Minefield's on the cart, but Sly has found both supports. Frutal's just staring down the junk tire, and really nothing coming of that one, just as if Akua has the overclock, but Red Cactus shuts it down. The spawns are still here, and Sunstorm decides to invest that beat, but it only lands onto him and Sly. But the spawns are going to come right now for the Junkyard Dogs as Angel calls the retreat sign and starts to run away, and Flip Flop just randomly right-clicking finds Red Cactus with a headshot.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, here's where if you're the Junkyard Dogs, right, you're happy. You didn't allow them to take that checkpoint. You just take this along, you take the bot as far as you can here, and you try to win a fight. You try to win something here. As Angel slides in from the back, isn't really going to get punished or even looked at as they look for a dive on the supports.
Oh, the eyes of the supports, and it's a nice play from Frutals as well as Sly. Sly with 3, the ringer. Coming in handy for the squad right now with a lot of kills. Fought up on these dives by Frutals very well. They used a Kitsune Rush.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Kitsune Rush there. I think, you know, you probably had that fight secured anyways. I'm fine with it just because all you need to do here is get this checkpoint. Get as much cart progress you can. You can lose this next fight. Force them to use as many ults as possible. And then you should be able to, you know, again, we're talking about ping-ponging that cart back and forth. You're dying on cart here. You're dying on the point so you can get those close spawns so you can take another fight at middle.
I mean, the worst part for the Coconuts there is you didn't get butt scratch on your last push in the enemy territory as High goes down to a headshot. Had they had Transcendence as well, that could spell doom. Meteor Strike using here from Ferrul's going to land on a Proj. No death mines this time on the Ferrutals as Angel just trying to just touch his point, used as the minefield, but the cart's already pushing past it.
Yeah, the cart's destroying the mines, clearing them out.
It's just Angel
Silent
against the world
Storm
right
is having
now.
a rough 1v1 against Angel here. Is it going to live? But Angel is not.
Down. That's not the best. Red Cactus and a bit of a flank, but the trance is forced early here. Cat Ice by Frutals on the Doomfist, but stays alive. Hyde out of that Transcendence, going to get those kills, and it looks like the Coconuts aren't done just yet, but they got a long way to go. Butt scratch as well as 40+ meters to claim this point, and really no ults to work with. Angel swapping over onto the Ramatra for his last points.
Yeah, Silent Storm understanding the assignment, dying on cart there. I mean, you get 3, 4, maybe 5 fights here if you play this correctly on the side of the Junkyard Dogs. You should win this game. It's all but just, you know, one fight win away. And
you have both DPSLs to use it.
Yeah,
no
you should just win this next one, but you never know, right?
You do never know, but a bit of a flank here from Sly. The pulse goes wide, but Hyde goes down. Aku with the overclock. 2 down for the side of Keiko Coconuts. Proj as well. Angel with the overclock will find Flip Flop. And the rally as well could keep them in the fight, but Frutals is there, just putting a lot of work on the Doomfist. The rally keeping Angel nice and healthy. He has another Nemesis form right now. Frutals falling very weak, and somehow Cat and Angel have clutched this out. Girl boss maneuvers.
Huge rally coming out from Cat there. I think, you know, it's the unfortunate reality of you need to use it, but you don't want to, as, you know, they're now in this rough position of only having Tire, and their entire team is split across the entire map.
And yeah, now the worst part about this is you really have, it's looking pretty rough here. Soundstorm uses that beat. Close to the ultimate here for Angel. Can they stay alive just long enough? It looks like they'll be able to. And Akua falls very weak. Akua goes down. Oh, Proj with the 2K target finds both supports. But if you die quickly now, you'll have another fight, or potentially even 2 if you're the Junkyard Dogs, with no ult to speak of here for the Cancun Coconuts. It's got to be a clutch play by any players.
Yeah, I mean, and this is, again, the thing we talked about. We should get 2 more fights. You could potentially, if you play this correctly, get 2 to 3 more fights out of this, especially with how fast your characters are at respawning. You just need 1 fight win. I need them to see them focus down Angel a little bit more here. Angel is kind of running over the back line.
Oh, Frutals almost got him off the point, but they can't quite get the kills. There's a 3-pan punch out the cards. Frutals versus the C9.
Yeah, good focus from Frutals there. Frutals is getting tons of combo punches. I think, you know, in this upcoming map, right? I mean, we're close, but we're not done. In this upcoming map, I'd love to see Frutals, or not Frutals, Frutals get punished a little bit more on the side of the Cancun Coconuts, I think. Unfortunately, they're getting a lot of value. Sly cleaning up here. Beautiful Tracer gameplay. Kovacs.
Kovacs indeed, and you know what? Map 5 sponsored by Kovacs, not really, but we will be heading there after the short break. Don't go anywhere. The Battle of Cats and Dogs. It had to go the distance. It just had to, didn't it? But we'll see you on the other side of this break. And welcome on back in here to the Aurora Overwatch Clash. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at map 5, match point here for the Cancun Coconuts going up against the Junkyard Dawgs. And it's the same thing we saw on the map 1s and 2s, same compositions, and we saw the Cancun Coconuts take it both times. Can the Dawgs flip it in their favor here on our final map of the game?
I mean, and this is we've seen Cancun Coconuts kind of roll on Brawl through this game. I mean, I say roll; they barely won Havana as Sly leaves the game. You know, I'm done. You know, I'm out. You know, we'll see if it's just a small disconnect, or if it's maybe a longer internet outage, and figure that out. Coconuts are theorizing rage quit.
We will stall for 45 seconds because I have a timer here. So when we see going in a Lijiang Tower, it's similar to kind of an Oasis sort of situation where you can play every comp on different points of this map. You got the control center for that brawly style. You got the dive on Gardens as well as Night Market, but Brawl can also work there too. So I think both teams can play their strengths here, and both teams really have a shot because I'm going to say the entire time this series can really go either way. It depends on which team wants to show up for which map.
We should be good.
Guess
so
want to get an R from the Coconuts.
Yeah. Well, these teams don't ask for R's unless you.
Yeah, unless I.
Unless you ask them. So, we'll see what the teams run. I think this is the most open map in terms of compositions, but I think you can run Brawl on almost all of Lijiang Tower, and I think it's very good on almost all of Lijiang Tower. Akua's going Pharah. This is the first Pharah we've seen outside of that small portion of Havana. And, could be very good here, especially if your expectation is that Gordo's on the Reinhardt. Gordo is not on the Reinhardt. What?
So Cat's probably going to go over to the Sombra, I'd assume. If you're running...
I'd assume?
I'd assume. They're
I'd
standing
assume?
still. I'd assume. Yep, there we go. Took him a while to find the character on the select screen, but they eventually got it.
Like a 5-man rush out of, the Coconuts and a, Doom composition with the Pharah out of the Junkyard Dawgs. Frutal's going in early, gets antied, trying to get punished. He almost jumps off the map.
But a cool first pick on the Cat, so a good start here for the Junkyard Dawgs, as they've lost that hacking ability right now. Cat just had to hit him with the lull. There was nothing else you could do in that situation. Okay, Akua is gonna. Okay. A fair return, fair response, and they're gonna get the first point, flip off that, and Cat returns and gets a kill on a Sly. As Ferrutals is falling pretty low but gets healed up, but really nothing you can do.
Yeah, you know what's worse than a Diag that doesn't do damage? Or a punch from Doomfist that doesn't do damage is when you punch Hyde across the gap, across the crevice in that fight on the side of Ferrutals. I'd be kind of salty there. I mean, their comp is not bad here. I think you're really worried on Akua and Kerbology's side about Cat, but you should be able to just pressure out this Ana, as you can see them trying to do that here. As Sly gets absolutely
Angel diss the Sly and a nice hack onto Akua, but the healing is there from Kerbology to keep Akua up in the skies, and Ferruz is going to kill off Angel, so it's a Tracer for Tracer right now, and the point is really being controlled right now by the side of the Junkyard Dawgs. As Doomfist is trying to establish his position right there, but Gordo goes in for the jump. It's going to land, but Akula's already found Hyde. So it's a one-man advantage right now for the side of the Junkyard Dawgs, and Gordo goes down as well. The point flip will probably come through here eventually, but the stall is coming back here as Angel's almost returned to the fight. She could stall us for another 10 or 15% perhaps. And finds Akua, so a good start from Angel here. Angel trying to bring back that Oasis swag that Kerbology goes for the res, but is going to get taken down, but they eventually get the kill.
They get the point flip, and in theory, Akua should be able to get back to help stall out here.
Okay, a pulse bomb. Again, another bubble from Sly. He really hates those Boston bubbles. That's his second pulse bomb on it.
I mean, it's a cooldown, right? So you just use it, get the bubble break, win the fight. Didn't happen there, but since I'd be terrified if I'm Hyde here. You want to get a nano off on your Winston, but I don't think Akua's going to be easy.
In the skybox! Hyde gets a sleep onto Akua, but Akua is able to get back alive just in time. The EMP's a 4-man EMP! Akua is going to find Cat, though, and the beat returns from Cactus. Can't do anything right now. Feruz goes off the map! Perhaps a sleep from Hyde, I'm not sure. But that'd be the second Junkyard Dog to fall off the map on this point. Gordo finds Sly, and the point flipped in the meantime. All that chaos back in the Coconut's favor.
Yeah, and unfortunately the dives from the Junkyard Dogs are just not that clean right now, and they need to really tighten it up, and, you know, they should be killing Hyde, you know, right away here. No protection.
Oh, Gordo falls so weak. Gordo is just able to stay alive just in time, but Akua's already found Cat. But like you said, Hyde is now being jumped on right now by Sly and Fruitles. Gordo gets punched back in the direction of the Ana for a bit of appeal. But Fruitles is there to try to shut down. Akua jumps down onto Hyde's head, but Gordo returns with the peel. With the nano jump, Akua gets hacked out of the sky yet again by Cat, and Kerbalji goes out yet again for this res, but they've already lost flip-flop on the point. 99% here for the side of the Cancun Coconuts. Both the picks right now coming pretty heavily for the Junkyard Dogs, and a barrage to seal the deal as he gets two for Akua, and it looks like we got about 99% and counting right now for the Cancun Coconuts. One fight away.
Yeah, one fight away. You used a lot of ults there, but you should be able to build them back before the end of this map, potentially. Angel switching over to... nope, never mind.
Okay.
Angel thinking about switching over to Widow, switches back to Tracer. You know, you're kind of relying on Cat here to deal with this Pharah. Flip-flop is up very far. Never mind.
In fact, she's farther away than everybody else on her team.
Yeah.
But Akua's on his off anchor right now. They're going through this white room control, but Akua is just throwing in so much pressure. Gordo slows over onto the Diva to try to push some pressure here onto Akua in the sky, but Akua has lost the Mercy Pocket right now. But the recall is forced from Angel, and Sly takes them down. Angel getting a bit too aggressive without Gordo's assistance. And, I mean, the hack comes in right now on a Fruitles, but is already back in the fight. Hasn't made a strike for the disengaged well if needed. But Cat has been pretty quickly towards his EMP right now, just hacking Fruitles. They use the beat from Red Cactus here. It lands on all four remaining members, but Gordos has lost out on the mech, and here comes the Valkyrie in response from Kerbology, and Fruitles goes even deeper into White Room. Akua with another barrage. It's 90% counting this last fight here, and it's just Cat, but Cat gets confound! There's a random left click spam from Fruitles, and they get the point!
I mean, you know, again, it's like their question is, could we punish the Pharah? I think the answer turned out to be no. Akua, you know, cleaning up at the end there. You know, Fruitle's not able to get shut down entirely as well, which kind of helps. The nice thing about this Mercy Pharah combination with the Doomfist is, you know, you gotta punish one of them. You're gonna have a hard time punishing both with only one Sombra. As the Coconuts decide, yep, we're going back to the composition we're comfortable on. We know what we like, and they're gonna probably play this comp for the rest of the map. However long that may be.
However long that may be. Whatever got you here, keep running with it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But a bit of an adaptation from the other side as Akua has gone over onto the Sojourn to face off against the Brawl comp. We have not seen that yet, I believe, against a specific composition. But it looks like the TP to point is going to be the call here from the side of the Cancun Coconuts. But, I mean, Fruitles is waiting for a jump opportunity here as Akua builds up towards that charge.
Yeah, and your goal here should just be to punish Fruitles. You can literally just, like, charge. You hit him with the wall, you hit him with the charge.
Or you find Sly with a right click from
that
Cat,
works too.
so a good start. Oh, but a punch and knocks Angel off the point! But
Yeah, but you're able to
go
punish
down.
Fruitles here. How do you go in without your tank, right? That's kind of the question, I think, from the side of the... I mean, maybe Gordo just engages on you and you're able to punish? Nope, potentially. Not really.
Nope, Gordo getting healed up by Hyde in the backline there on that Baptiste. Angel goes over on the Cassidy as well, so a swap off the Symmetra. So, like you said, the Gordo's point to the end of the game. It doesn't look like it.
Yep.
But Akua's they're gonna get
just
Angel
gonna
here.
go at Angel.
Oh, my
And
Angel gets
one.
Sly! And Angel is still alive, just running around right now. The team is now behind them. They're basically flanking Brawl right now. As Fruitles punches in, falls very low. Sly slipping off that Tracer onto the Cassidy of his own. But Fruitles gonna get punished. Went a little aggressive out the back of that. Akua's gonna find that pick onto Hyde, but not nearly gonna be good enough as somehow Angel stays off the entirety of the Cancun Coconuts by herself.
Yeah, I mean, Cass is powerful, and Angel is a very good player. She's kind of pounding.
That's really all we gotta say, I think.
Yeah, that's all my analysis for that. You know, Gordo looking at 73% ult charge, Fruitle's just switching over, so now only at 39%. Probably a good switch, though, considering your Doom just does not fare very well into this competition. Charge is in, Fruitles is in.
Oh, the wall just barely misses. But a good attempt there from Cat. Here comes the window flame strike, the overclock from Akua. The charge from Gordo. Not going to find anything, but both Immortality Fields are exchanging. Cat with a long range right click yet again. It just beat him down. The Shatter not going to land anybody on the floor, but it does distract him long enough to find a pick. I mean, they're still winnable here, but the pin from Gordo on the Sly.
Oh, in the bag. Gordo just goes for the bag after the pin. Gordo's in a rough spot here.
Yep.
He's about to go down. Sometimes you bag and you get tagged, right?
And
Angel trying to stave up the entire enemy team with a singular high noon.
Oh my god!
He's not able to connect.
Kerbology almost flew right into that. But luckily she's able to dodge it just around the corner. But Angel still on this point. Angel is gonna get what's hers, but Akua's gonna find 2 as well in the back end. 99% and counting. Looks like this will be the end of that as Gordo gets countercharged right. Oh, and Sly returns the favor. A bag for a bag.
Yeah, you also didn't use a whole lot of ults coming out of the side of Junkard Dawgs, so that's good. You know, you are the Cancun Coconuts going into this next fight. You know, you could aggressive beat, try to force it out. You just need to make sure you don't get shattered, right? That's all on Gordo there. Gordo, the man, the myth,
the legend,
and yeah, we'll see if he's a legend yet. As he walks, they decide to wait out the window, not really making any moves.
Okay.
Frudels looks for chatter. This is scrappy.
Oh wow, that was a Frudels first moment if I've ever seen one. And now the high noon finds nothing from Sly.
Yeah.
As, yeah, that play, we're gonna spot that on bot review, and okay, Gordo returns a favor. And that's gonna be the point taken, it looks like.
It's a great case of I shattered too, but like, what do you do, right? They have the May, they just wall you off, and suddenly play safe pins in, says flip flop.
That's a Frudels moment if I've ever seen one, honestly.
I mean, there's no other way to do it on Reinhardt Booney, you know.
Yeah, there is no play safe.
Yeah.
Play safe means back me up.
Yeah.
And here comes the final point of this game. I'd be surprised if both these teams have not found a way to tie on control, so we go to a map 6.
Yeah. Or yet they both just don't cap for about 30 minutes as they roll on point.
Closes.
Would be the server closes. I mean, you know, you'd expect Cancun Coconuts based on the results so far to just be favored in this map. But you know, favored does not mean shit in a 1-point control, right?
It just comes down to one fight here potentially is opening up the point.
It comes down to the Junkrat. That's what it comes down to.
Comes down to the J-Serious, the ringer on the J-Serious. Oh, big trap! Locks down Gordo, but Gordo has a shield to keep himself nice and healthy in that point, but Gordo's gonna go even deeper in. As Sly is on a bit of an off angle here, Ret Cactus is running around like a madman, but Angel has gone into the backline here and distracted him, and got the first pick onto Akua, so he loses out on the Cassie pretty early the wall, not quite able to lock Frudels down, but it looks like he get the first point cap as Cat TP's in, the charge from Gordo, the counter pin from Frudels. Jesus, both these Reds have no regard for their own life, and honestly, I respect it.
I respect it too. Gordo, both Ryan's about to build up Shatter here. I would love to see a TP Shatter, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I would love to see a TP Shatter.
I think Angel's line this up. The window comes out from Hyde. The flames is good Kerbology. So yeah, losing on that Lucio, their speed disengage is really not there. And here comes the reinforcements as Angel charges forward with Gordo. They're going to touch those spawn doors. They find flip-flop as well, so both sports are down from Gordo's flame strikes. Nice and crispy, and it looks like that's going to be the fight win, 34% and counting here for the Coconuts.
Yeah, we're talking about mental fortitude here. I mean, never mind. Akua somehow gets a pick. They should be running in. Go, 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 go.
Looks like they're kind of doing that, but Gordo has the shatter! Lays it down, finds Akua as... Okay, a return shatter on the Capitals Immortality Field! Gordo goes a little too deep, however. No Immortality Field there to keep Gordo alive when the fights are down. Angel has returned with that wall onto the point. As now Ret Cactus falls extremely low. Ret Cactus falls extremely low. In fact, is 0 HP.
Shoot the sim! Okay, we're good.
What is happening on this? I don't know how to cast this. No, I don't know how to cast this. Gordo is there just spinning around trying to stay alive as long as possible. But the point has already flipped. And they are going to get the point. And Akua again cleans up these kills. How does Akua find these angles to get these shots in? Try to analyze that for me, huh, champ?
Yeah, I got nothing for you. We had a lot of ults from the Junkyard Dogs. Yay, they should be able to hold for a little bit here. Yay, they have Junkrat, which is great when you're defending here, but they're not defending the right side. I think they need to be a little bit more forward. Unfortunately, they couldn't take that space. We're looking for a huge ult here from Sly.
Here comes the TP in. Gets off in the side, but a nice window, the beat to counter out the Blizzard. Sly still has this tire, but a cool with the high noon. Not going to find any kills, and here comes the tire. It gets booted away by Red Cactus. Red Cactus falls very low, but it doesn't matter. They've already got the picks here, too, in favor right now of the Cancun Coconuts, as they're going to go even more aggressive. The TP goes right past that chokehold, and ult was invested, and no value gain for Junkyard Dawgs.
Yeah, that's not ideal. You are going to be in a rough position here as the Junkyard Dawgs. They're going to have Sim Wall, you know, huge ultimate here, especially when you're pushing in. And you've got to somehow get past this rock-hard defense. As Fruital just charges in. He doesn't care.
And that just leaves his team up for a shatter.
Yeah.
Fruital's falls very low. Fruital's going to go down. Yep, 95% counting. That might just be the game.
That's looking like
this game might have ended with a wet fart. I mean, this
is...
Yep, it did.
As they're entering the spawn. Red Cactus has made it into the enemy spawn. Yeah, I think, you know, great game coming out from the side of the Coconuts. Also, pretty good game from coming off to the side of the Junkyard Dawgs. I think maybe both these teams, you know, they clearly have some mechanical talent, right? I think the question becomes, can you clean up some of these, you know, sloppier plays as they go around? But, you know, overall, I think pretty good. Who do you want as MVP, Booney? Who do you want as MVP?
Jesus. I have to check something real fast, because I believe that may have been Paige's first win in over a year.
Really?
I could be wrong, but I don't think I am, because they were captain the Kittens in season 4. Were they captain? Season 4, I don't think they were. So I think they did get maybe one win in 2022, but it's been a long time, I should say, since Kerbal.
It's been a hot minute.
You know, Cat felt the taste of victory. And honestly, I want to give it to Gordo. 3-0 on maps they played in. Chad mode, I don't know.
I mean, I'm always down to give it to the Reinhardt player. Obviously, Angel also played incredible. She kind of carried first map. But Gordo, allowing them to, you know, utilize that composition, that Reinhardt composition, playing aggressive, you know, not, you know, had some flashy moments, but not was, you know, wasn't like running over them, but definitely played super consistent. I think, you know, moving forward, it's a great thing for the Coconuts to have Gordo on their team. I'm down.
Yep, Gordo already left the entire Coconuts have already left their VC, so we cannot get an interview. And honestly, what a better way to end this series than not get an MVP interview? Any final words, Guku, before we send ourselves out here?
Thank you all for watching. Remember, you can buy merch sometime soon. I don't know if we announced that yet.
Yes, the merch is up, and the first merch buy is going to be on March 1st. So make sure to get your merch orders in before March 1st. You want to be part of the first drop. That would be about it from us here at Aurora. We do have a match on Tuesday, the final match of Week 1. It is going to be the Paris Paper Plays go against the Mischievous Makumas. So we'll probably get that one printed for you guys at 9 p.m. on Tuesday, so be there or be square. But until then, we will see all you guys on the next stream. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great rest of your evening.